So many are called and few are chosen. We need to proclaim the good news to the poor. Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Now, Jesus told us to give sight to the blind, to give voice to the mute, to make sure that the deaf can hear. Jesus told us to liberate the captives, to free the oppressed, to be merciful, to forgive. Even when he was on the cross, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Jesus told us all to give food to the hungry and clothes to the naked, to welcome the stranger, for us to care for the widows and orphans, for us to comfort the disturbed and the grieving, to give water to the thirsty, to visit the sick and the imprisoned, to give sight to the blind, sound to the mute, hearing to the deaf. That which you do to the least of my brethren, you do unto me. Jesus believed in sheltering the homeless, to lift up the oppressed, to bring the outcast home, to heal the brokenhearted. Jesus got the lame to walk. Jesus cleansed the lepers. He cast out demons. He raised the dead. Jesus said to bring the outcast home. That's the parable of the lost sheep, coin, and the prodigal son who was joyfully brought back home. Jesus ate with tax collectors and sinners. In Luke 19, Zacchaeus says, truly, truly I say to you. No, he said, today I must stay at your house. And then Jesus was able to convince this rich person to give half of his stuff to the poor. Jesus says we should feed the multitudes. He gave bread and fish to the multitudes. He says that we should touch the unclean, get the mute to speak. He defended the vulnerable woman. He anointed the brokenhearted. The humble are going to be exalted, and the exalted are going to be humbled. He says that he is the way, the truth, and the life. He said the greatest commandment is to love. Love God, love your neighbor, love your enemies. But don't forget about mercy and peace and faith and justice and humility, forgiveness, righteousness, compassion, generosity, purity, truth, courage, gentleness, patience, hope. The peacemakers are the children of God. Now, the reason why I mention all this is because I want to kind of come up with a little pithy sort of iambic pentameter of what Jesus believes. Feed the hungry, give water to the thirsty, clothes to the naked, welcome the stranger, to heal the brokenhearted, to visit the sick and the imprisoned, to comfort the disturbed, to, when it says give sight to the blind and sound to the mute and hearing to the deaf, only science could actually do that. But there's different blindness. There's different ways to be deaf and mute. Silence is betrayal. So when you see injustice, speak up. Give sound to the mute. The people that got killed, Alex Preddy, Renee Good, they're dead and gone. So they're completely mute. To give hearing to the deaf, people that cannot hear. Get them to listen. For the people that are blind, give them sight. I was blind, but now I see. So liberate the captives and the oppressed. Give food to the hungry, clothes to the naked, welcome the stranger. Heal the brokenhearted, care for the widows and orphans. He believed in sheltering the homeless. Why should we shelter the homeless? Because he says that the birds in the sky have nests to sleep in, foxes have dens, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. People need food, water, warmth, and shelter. These are Maslow's basic hierarchy of needs. It's the bottom rung. In America, we're guaranteed life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In order to guarantee life, we need food, water, shelter, and warmth. So give food to the hungry, clothes to the naked, welcome the stranger, care for the widows and orphans, comfort the disturbed, give water to the thirsty, visit the sick and the imprisoned, give sight to the blind, sound to the mute, hearing to the deaf, comfort the grieving, share bread with the poor, heal the brokenhearted, bring the outcast home, lift up the oppressed, shelter the homeless, shelter the homeless, shelter the homeless, cast out the demons, feed the multitudes. The humble will be exalted and the exalted will be humbled. Many are called, few are chosen. Jesus welcomed children into the kingdom of heaven. Jesus left the 99 sheep to go find the one lost sheep. The last will be first and the first will be last. Store heavenly treasures and let your little light of thine shine. Judge not, lest ye be judged. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set ye free. The peacemakers are the children of God. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Turn the other cheek when struck. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Many are called and few are chosen. Proclaim the good news to the poor. Care about the poor. Share the bread with the poor. Feed and water the thirsty and hungry. Visit the sick. Liberate the captives. Free the oppressed. Heal the brokenhearted. Bring the outcast home. Welcome the stranger. He actually believed in perfect idealism. So he was saying, thou shalt not murder, but if you even have hatred in your heart, thou shalt not commit adultery, but even if you have lust in your heart, you've already committed the sin. And so police your own thoughts and police your own emotions. It's not what you put into your body, but it's what comes out of you that defiles you. It's your behavior. It's what you say. So avoid the 7 deadly sins. What are the 7 deadly sins? Well, let's take a look. The 7 deadly sins are pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth. I would say arrogance. You can be proud of your accomplishments. Be proud that you're rational. Be proud that you're a thoughtful, thinking, moral person. But don't be arrogant. Don't think that you're better than anybody, that you're above anybody. Don't be greedy. Don't be lustful. Don't be envious. Don't be jealous. Don't be greedy. Don't be gluttonous. Don't be wrathful. Don't be slothful. So to be pissed off is just as akin to murder. Thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not rape, thou shalt not injure other people. But perfect idealism is what Jesus says, and he says, don't even have the emotion or the thought of being slothful, lazy, gluttonous, just eating all goddamn day. Did you see Jelly Roll? Jelly Roll went from 550 pounds to 250 pounds. He lost 300 pounds. So pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth. Now, Jesus himself was not perfect. Jesus himself, he got angry at a leper. A leper came up to him and was like, hey, I've heard about you. And he was like, oh, fuck. All right. What's up? Something about the tomb of Lazarus. Yeah, at the tomb of Lazarus, he got angry at a leper. He condemned that poor fig tree. It was even out of season. How is a fig tree supposed to produce good fruit during the wintertime? Jesus shouldn't have killed that poor fig tree. Cleansed the temple during Passion Week. Throw out the den of thieves. You've turned my Father's house into a den of thieves. It's supposed to be a house of prayer, a house of meditation and prayer. Throw out the thieves. Throw out the criminals. Throw out the capitalist. Throw out the money changers. This is a house of God. We need for it to be quiet, peaceful, meditative, welcoming. Jesus rebuked the disciples for stopping children from coming to him. Jesus denounced Chorazin and Bethsaida and Capernaum. Jesus says to go across the land, and even if you went from town to town to town, proclaiming the good news, and did that until the end of your life, you still wouldn't be able to reach every single town that's out there. So go from town to town, proclaim the good news, and if a town does not welcome you, curse that town and then go to the next one. He told his disciples to go out there with nothing, since like not even with a satchel or money or bread or anything. So he flipped the tables. He had the whip of cords. You saw violence from the Prince of Peace. And was he whipping the people? He probably whipped the animals, right? The animals stampeding. Freed the animals, freed the animals, freed the birds, and then freed the livestock. Did he whip the people? He could have, but it doesn't say that he did. Mark 1:41. Jesus got pissed off at a leper. Was he pissed off that God would allow lepers to suffer? Because Leviticus 13 says you're supposed to quarantine the lepers and have them yell unclean whenever they walk around. Unclean! So the harder reading principle of textual criticism. Lectio difficilior patior. So is Jesus just mad at a broken world? Because he broke the purity laws? Was he just being impatient? Was he pissed off at the systemic injustice of a broken world? Why would Jesus be pissed off at a leper? Mark 1:41. Maybe he was pissed off at the leper's doubt. Because he says, if you're willing, I can cure you. How dare you doubt the Son of Man? He sternly warns the leper, or he snorts with indignation. You, a leper, wants to ask me, Jesus, for help? Frustrated healing will force him into hiding. So he's scared that, okay, I'll heal you, leper, but now people are going to talk about it, and then more people are going to come up to me asking me to heal their crap. Maybe he's angry at the hypocrisy. Maybe his indignation is at the disciples. In John, Jesus says, if you love your life, you will lose it. If you hate your life, you will gain eternal life. And what did Reacher say? Reacher said that if you walk out with pain that doesn't go well with you, why? Because whenever Reacher encountered pain, he destroyed it. Everywhere he encountered pain, he destroyed it. So by walking out into the world, carrying your pain with you, Jesus believed in joy and kindness and self-control and hospitality. Be slow to anger. He believed in love, mercy, justice, peace, faith, humility, forgiveness, compassion, generosity, purity, truth, courage, gentleness, patience, hope. He was the way, the truth, and the life. The last will be first and the first will be last. Actually, I want to go through those stories, and I think I'll do it in the next stream.